Good morning, this is Kara with the Ministry of Uncover No More. Not quite sure what I'm going to title this piece of information. This porch, this yard, that bird feeder that's out there with the chairs was not there early this morning. I had several exorcism types spin out. Other people call them arguments. I call them cleansing exercises. I think maybe, since I'm the one with 7 blogs, 5 Twitter, and a couple of YouTubes, I think maybe you need to pay attention to me about this kind of shit. What do you think, America? Cleansing conversations are not arguments. It's how you get to the gold of individuals working together courageously. Anywhere. You put in a sorceress, a normal human being like me who stinks, am still in my pajamas, and I'm having like my 3rd cup of coffee, that's Rooster, my 9th child's therapy dog, my 2 cats, who are therapy cats, Baymax and Tadashi, slept in the same room with me last night and cuddled while I slept after being attacked again, which is normal for an exorcist. We just don't talk about it much. It wouldn't do any good. We're immortal. We've been at this a while, and we don't explain it. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. My coffee caught in my mouth. So right here, I've had a lot of things. This is my dining room table. Today, the Legos is a part of my life. Someone dear to me that I am teaching a certain way built some things and then put it on the banister, letting me know, Mom, I'm done with this, okay? And it was on my teaching table upstairs. I'm bringing it down here because I have adult children who are just like teen children. And what that is if we're in deep conversation, if they can pick something up and build it, it's a hell of a lot better. I have people in my life, if they would trust me, I could help them start painting like I paint and like some of my kids paint, like I'm painting my walls. You know, Donald Trump talks about the wall. Yeah, I got a wall. Not to mention the fact when there's boo-boos, I don't repaint white. That's stupid. That's King's gold. One of my dear people happened to pop a Coke can that just ran all the way down. I started laughing, they started laughing, and then later I painted it. I'm gonna paint the other side, and it's this one. These are not very expensive. Okay, gotta get it at Walmart. This is the book I'm reading. I'm not gonna do any more artwork, but I have some gorgeous artwork on one of my 7 blogs. This is Mickey Mouse from the Legos that I'm putting here because people need to do something with their hands in this day and age, other than typing on a typing thing, whether with 2 thumbs or whole hands. That's a complicated thing, isn't it? And I bought these for $1 a piece at Target. So I have 3 of them. 3 of them. And so I need to do something, you know, with fall. And here's my blank slate. This is the book I'm reading while I enjoy my 2nd or 3rd cup of coffee, and I'm going to need to drink this whole thing of water. I decided not to eat except for I ate a few Cheetos from somebody's room because I made them a pork and 2-egg omelet that they asked for, which was a blessing. I don't normally have time to do that. And I'm also going to do a little one, and here's my glitter, and I am laughing at someone very dear to me, with someone very dear to me who knows how to push me in the best way. To keep going. To keep going. And that's why this is here. You want to keep going, don't you, loves? Well, I have a blog about my home, and that's where this is going. I do not want to take the time to do this. I have 2 bedrooms I need to clean upstairs with someone. I just did all the floors except for a little bit of mopping. This needs to be finished here. And I would rather spend all the rest of the weekend with my nose buried in a book and in art. And that's not happening, and that's been true my entire life, except for when somebody took care of me. But the problem is by the age of 10, I was taking care of people under the surface, and nobody would have believed that. And now people have narratives of me that are lies, but not 100%, because I was struggling during that time, but they decided to restate it and not come back and help me state all of our beauty. And that was in their estimation, and I got very firm confirmation from a baby boomer last night that in a lot of people's estimation, I am completely at fault. And that person doesn't admit it. But I still need to dwell peacefully with that person. So this person could agree with one thing. I asked forgiveness this morning because there's been a few times when I've said, I'm going to come sit while you're playing your game or whatever and just read or whatever. Companionable silence has been lost across the whole world in large cities. We don't even know what that is, nor do we care. But companionable silence can have books. I just read poetry. That person just told me over some coffee, and we still had to have some hard discussions today, but it all came out good. We hugged each other, and we're moving on beautifully this week. And we have one of our adult children coming in tonight just for a little fellowship. Several of our children are going to have fun on Halloween. I'm going to literally have the day to myself tomorrow. And maybe I will indulge myself with a full day staying in my pajamas and actually not stinking because I cleaned up the porch and stuff, and did floors. So we'll see. But somebody dear to me is pushing me to, come on, paint again. I have had young people here who's lost their mothers and stuff. Oh, I'm afraid of this. I was like, you know what? Just, you paint, start. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start because I don't want to do this because I want people to behave better than that in the United States, period. Like 100% of the time I have that feeling. That ain't a good feeling, is it, y'all? Is it love? Okay, let me go to the black screen for a second. So this looks like a good color, and it's kind of gold, but it's also just fall. And we're going to try to get our pumpkin to where I can put a candle in it through until Thanksgiving. And I was hoping to have it by tomorrow, but we were having a hard time finding what do they call that? The carving knives. And so we'll see. I'm hoping, because I want it through, I don't want it to be scary. I want it to be pretty but not ornate. And I want it through Thanksgiving. I have my baby pumpkin because I'm gonna take the time this year to bake a pumpkin pie. Oh, this is very, very luscious. Look at this. I would prefer to tell you about this than the ongoing issues in the United States of America, as particularly the bird's eye view of my life. And so that's why it's good that I have this friend in my life that pushes me to, you need to work. That's good for mental and physical health. I broke a sweat. Cleaning is my exercise today. Yesterday I got to take 2 small walks. I'm actually taking an American African's homeowner's example. I see him taking like 4 to 5 or 6 small walks a day. I'm now up to 2 as of the past couple of days, or yard work and a walk. And he's inspiring me because I swelled really bad with COVID-19. So here we go. Let's be brave, Kara. I don't want to do this. More to the point, loves. I want to put expectation on my time to where that's all I do in a world where I gave my all and it was all removed from me. And I have people who are still reframing that in very negative ways and they won't listen. But they're trying to meet me halfway, and I'm going to be thankful for that today. Look at the pretty swirls that I'm starting with. Now that's good. Now that helps me. And I don't have an appointment with one person to help me clean our 2 rooms because we have committed to doing that on Saturday so that we just don't have to deal with it the rest of the week. until 3, so I have time to do this, and I have time to love America and release a YouTube that's going to go on a blog. And I will put this beautiful piece that's finished when it's finished. I can tell when something's finished. And let me show you real quick. Let me show you real quick. Let me show you real quick. I said that 3 times. That's because I'm starting to get my joy back. Isn't that nice? See, here's some of the pieces done by people that I love. That this is very healing for us over the years. And this is really, see, this is my wall. Isn't it hilarious? Come over. True family. I'm gonna do this style all the way to here, and I'm not gonna do it there. I've had one of my daughters who's very decorative say, "Mom, gray," and I agree. And see that's a quilt up there with the printers. Gray is gonna go well. So this is my daddy. He was a soccer coach. 1974. I was not quite 10. I was 8. We were new Christians. This one took about 3, 4, 5 different tries. I still kind of don't like this one, but that's the beauty, and I haven't named this one yet. So what do you think I should name it? I'll try to name that through Thanksgiving. It is actually pretty. I'm starting to love it. It took me a year. No. I think I painted that here. So it's been less than a year, but no, you must come to loving pain sometime, my loves. You must come to loving pain. That's what this will be called, so let me write it down. Because I can definitely throw greens for this. See, because that is the message of the Rune Book by Ralph H. Bloom. Pain is there to teach us lessons generationally. What did I just say? You must learn to love pain in your life. I'm going to put our as Americans. There's the article, and I can start crying. That's good. That's positive after some conversations I had to have this weekend that were not cool. Okay. Very healing. So, no, I don't want to put this on YouTube. I want to hide because America hates me. And I'm not going to do it because I love you, America. To my own heart. And that's been true since I was 10 years old. So you can fuck off if you don't want to accept my narrative. Or my skin color, my accent, my lack of it. If you want to tell me that I should have done this or that better, or done it more efficiently, or done it kinder to this person or that person. If you want to judge me for how I've done my life, you're not my friend. I won't have you here. And you can go and enjoy the MAGA group who are criminals, or you can go and enjoy Democrats who are still struggling with just doing the right thing. Just do the right thing. Would you please just do the right thing? It's like a gif of Lucy from Peanuts that I appreciated this week. I think I put it on one of my blogs because I just appreciated it. And that was, you know, Merrick Garland, arrest somebody, motherfucker. You know, and motherfucker wasn't in the, I'm adding that. Oh, man. There's some of us on Twitter that are, I think people I would let in my house. Heartbeat, because I would hug them long and hard if they would take the time to come see me. And they could paint on my wall, and they'd probably be okay with it, because we just feel like fools for justice right now. That's what we feel like, is fools for justice. Now, maybe not all of them. Maybe they have more confidence than I do, but, you know, I'm still taking care of phobias from what happened to me. Isn't that pretty? Now, that's a good base. This is, no wonder it was $1. It's real thin. So that's okay. Some white showing through is probably good for me. Not everything is damn, right? bam. So you watched me make a choice just now and finish my coffee. And find the title. And be very honest about people who are suffering together. And we stuck together through thick and thin for 14 years. But what I have to hold out for is that they will stop. Okay, that I've already talked about somebody. That's not what this narrative is about. So that they will stop trying to define the narrative of my friend and I in a way that is quite frankly bullshit. I got agreement on one thing today. Why don't you do this with me, no matter who you are? Because it was a baby boomer, and it's hard to get baby boomers to agree with you in this day and age. Y'all. Is it their fault completely? No, it's not. So, fuck off thinking anything anybody says is 100% correct in this day and age, particularly if politics are involved. It's shades of accurate is what we're dealing with. Same thing in the metaphysical world, so whatever. Total agreement. Companionable silence. Which means we don't say anything. We don't read books. They can look at their screens if they want to. That is not the way to heal, my loves. But you go on, do you. You do you. Now, I am not talking about, there was a God pod, probably not going to get it on a blog, but there was a God pod that they were taking an email or a question from somebody in Lubbock, Texas, who was like, I can't get along with this neighbor because of the politics, but I have these wonderful friends online. Okay. And they were just very embracing that. And I have people in my life, and that's their life. But when you are privileged to have somebody like Beaty-Coffey of the Ministry Uncover No More define what companionable silence is, maybe you ought to be doing something than playing a game on a screen, because you do that a lot. Maybe you need to find ways, like my friend is pushing me. That's not inspiration. Neither one of us need to be inspired. We are leading in some things that are quite honestly the most gorgeous city worldwide ever known to humankind. And it ain't metaphysical. And it is metaphysical. But it is in real life that you can see, feel, touch. And it's people doing that. And people in America are having a hard time seeing their own courage. But when they get to the place where they would prefer to curse everything and everyone in their narrative, that must stop. And I am primarily talking to baby boomers. Older Gen X. Older millennials. You have some fucking work to do, and I am not going to stand for it anymore. Nor am I going to let this pass to Gen Z. Own your shit. Okay. But you can't do it on my time. I'm going to put purple on this and purple here. And this is a higher quality. This is acrylic paint too, but it was low quality. But you know what? It's pretty. I really like it. It's kind of butterscotchy. Don't you like my placement? Type A personality. We get to learn to slow down. Types all others, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna ram it up your ass, and you need to work more and be on computers less. Now, I am not saying to cut your relationships that are true, vibrant relationships that you needed to establish online. I am not saying that. But you do need a balance, loves. And I'm not the kind of person that is going to shy away from the truth. It is only the truth that sets people free. Have a great day.